Welcome to Lost Culture, your one-stop destination for everything pop culture. My name is Aston, and I'll be your host for this season's Power Season 4 reviews. So, in honor of Power coming back this weekend, what we're going to do is we're going to do a Power Season 4 predictions episode. So, this is before anything pops off this weekend, and we're going to get a couple predictions out there, what we think is going to happen, and a little recap about last season. So let's jump out there. I know last season happened. We seen everything that went down with Ghost and the family. We seen they got rid of Lobos and in turn ended up getting stuck under Milan. They had to fight their way out of that situation while at the same time Ghost and Tommy had to mend their broken friendship. We seen some of the mending begin. We didn't see it fully get back to where it was in season 1. I personally don't believe it'll ever get back to that situation, but only time will tell. Now, moving on to there, we see Greg actually discovers what was going on between, he kind of finds out, during his investigation, he finds out what happens. He kind of pieces everything together. He pieces Angela to Ghost, he pieces Sandoval to Lobos, and that in turn gets him killed. And at the end of the day, we don't know where that evidence went, but we see Tommy ends up killing Ruiz. Ruiz ends up recording that situation, which in turn Greg has that information. But when Greg died, no one knows where all that evidence went. And with that being said, at the end of the season, we see Ghost breaking into Greg's apartment right before everything went down. And he in turn leaves some evidence behind, which seems to tie him to the murder. And he ends up being arrested by Angela. No good comes from this situation, and that leaves us where we are today. So picking up in season 4, we're going to pick up right where Ghost is being booked in the prison and how everything is going down. Now, for me, I think this is going to be the hardest situation for Ghost because Ghost is used to being in control of the situation. He's used to spinning people the way he wants to spin them, and he's used to handling everything the way he wants to do it and when he wants to do it. He's used to just being the boss of the situation. Now, with that being said, I feel like a lot of the street drama is going to not fall on his shoulders. It's going to be actually falling on Tommy's shoulders. So for Ghost, I feel like the stresses he's going to be facing with are obviously the street not really street stuff, but the jail problem. So the fights, the trying to stay alive, the politics of being in jail when you're wanted for killing cartel leaders and everything that come with that situation. We got Kanan's bullies inside, people inside who wants Ghost dead. All those different situations is what Ghost is going to have to be fighting. Even while he's in jail, he's going to be fighting fighting that case. So fighting the murder charges, no easy feat, regardless of this. He's already thought to be a bad guy. They're going to build him to be this giant. I don't know if they're going to build him to be a drug lord, but they're definitely going to build him to be a menace to society. You're definitely going to do that. All while that's going on, he's going to struggle with his family, not being in touch with his family as much. All the family issues are going to have to fall. He's going to have to push those out the way to Tommy. He's going to have to rely on Tommy for family and things of that nature. And all the while, he's going to have to fight his relationship for Angela. I feel like this whole season, he's still going to be fighting for Angela, even though he's where he is. That love is still there. I feel like he's still going to be fighting for her, all the while trying to get control over Tasha and what's going on with them, and trying to hold on to his little man Dre. See how Dre is going to build that situation. See how he's going to be able to mold Dre into what he wants him to be and everything. Going on from Ghost, I'm going on to Tommy. So Tommy, like I said, while Ghost is locked up, a lot of the street drama is going to have to fall to Tommy. So Tommy is going to be the one who's faced with getting Tariq back, holding down the streets, holding down the property, holding down everything for the clubs and everything. So that's going to be Tommy. Anything happens to the family, Tommy has to go out and protect them. So we've seen that actually happen in the trailers already. We've seen Ghost reach out to Tommy and actually look over the family while he's away. And I'm glad to see that's kind of building that trust back for those two characters. I love to see how that situation ended up molding them back together in that brotherhood they used to have in season 1. Going on from there, like with the Tariq situation, I feel like Tommy's going to be the one who eventually takes out Kanan this season. I don't see Kanan lasting too much longer in the series. We know 50 Cent already been vocal about wanting to do other projects besides Power. He didn't want to be tied down, be a season regular. So I feel like this is a perfect way for Kanan to see his way out. It's definitely no other way for him, like for it to go. Now, I don't know how. Well, at the same time, we're going to see while Tommy's facing the family issues, he's still going to be haunted with the whole Holly situation and what could have been with the whole baby thing. But I feel like that's going to be made up through maybe Keisha, because we know Lala is supposed to return this season. So him saving Keisha's life, he might found, we know Keisha's baby dad not involved with her child. So we can see Tommy kind of adopting Keisha's son and maybe having a relationship built right there between Keisha, since she does kind of owe him his life. I'm not saying he's going to like give her this because she owe him, but she might feel like some type of feeling to her, like, oh, he saved my life when Tasha put me in this fucked up situation. So I can see it going that way for Keisha and Tommy. Going on from there, we got Kanan. So Kanan is in this strange situation where he actually has no allies. Going on, we know, we've seen him, he's going to be, like with Tariq, he's going to be building Tariq kind of to be his little pawn against Ghost. And that's definitely not going to sit well with Breeze. So Breeze, the whole like season 3, she's like, oh yeah, when she realized who Tariq was, she's talking about, let's kidnap him, get the ransom for him, and still kill him. I don't see that obviously does not happen due to the fact that we seen Tariq is back with Tasha in the courtroom and everything. So we know that situation's not going to happen. But I feel like Tariq still being alive is going to build a rift between Breeze, and besides the fact that Kanan already a grimy ass dude, we see when he was smashing old girl, he was trying to like get her jewelry and stuff. So that to keep that secret from Breeze. So that's going to be another little issue that like that spawns up between Kanan and Breeze. We got Tommy now coming for Kanan over the situation of Tariq. We seen what happened when Tariq texted Tommy in season 3. Even though Tommy and Ghost was super heavy beefing, Tommy ready to kill Ghost. We seen that text come through from Tariq. He at the gym making sure Tariq is okay, everything's going on, and that's what's real for Tommy. Tariq is real, so that can be a situation I see is going to lead to Tommy and Kanan facing off, and Tommy end up killing Kanan like finally this season. And besides the fact that Tommy did set Kanan up in season 2, so Kanan don't really mess with Kanan, mess with Tommy anyway. So that's going to be a situation I feel like for Kanan, he's definitely not going to make it past this season. There's no way. 50 wants to do other things. He wants to go and do that BMF show. So I definitely see this as his way out of the show. Now moving on to Dre. So Dre, he's going to pick up the club business. He's still meet on the street thing. He's going to have to manage how to sell the drugs through the business and everything. And I feel like that's going to set a little rift between him and G. What was it, J? No, number 2 for Tommy. I forgot. I can't think of his name right now. But I feel like that's going to set a rift between those two. You know, we've seen it last year when Ghost came back. Like, what about me? Like, am I bumped back for number 2? Like, Dre and Ghost, like, no, I don't really want to be here. I'm here because I gotta be here. So I feel like Tommy's going to be leaning way more on Dre, since Dre has the connections through the nightclub industries and everything. So that's going to be like Julio feeling pushed out to like number 3 now, when he was just number 2, and he's not really going to be feeling that for a new guy. Like, he's not going to be playing the flunky to the new guy. So I feel like that's going to be another rift that Dre's going to have to deal with in this episode. And all about that is going on, Dre is going to be that character who's going to be bouncing back and forth between alliances. He's going to be with whoever suits him at the time and he has the best chances with. So he's definitely going to be learning from Ghost about the business and everything. He's going to be going out to Kanan just because he's scared of Kanan. He does not want those situations with Kanan. He don't want those problems with Kanan. But at the same time, he has to deal with Tommy because that's who he went through the whole little Ruiz situation with. And that's the only way he's going to get on with this money thing. Like, they need him. Hey, Kanan even needs Dre. If Dre's running the club side, there's no way, there's no reason like the funnel money and everything. Dre is the perfect pawn right now. And with Ghost being locked up, we don't know if he's getting out. We got if Kanan managed to kill Tommy, that's perfect for him to fill in the Tommy shoes. Leaving Dre right there in charge of the clubs, and they're good. The whole business. So Dre's like in the great position right now that everyone kind of needs him due to the fact he's at the best possibility of laundering money. He knows the most about being legit business owner due to Ghost teaching him that information. So we're definitely going to see what he's learned from Kanan. We're definitely going to see he's going to be that character that's kind of embodies Tommy, Ghost, and Kanan all in that one character. He's going to be have like the ruthlessness of Tommy sometimes, but he's going to have the intelligence of Ghost with like the snakeness of Kanan. I see that's where the role that Dre's going to be pulling in. Now the next character we're going to talk about is Tariq. Tariq's that wild card. He's definitely going to be Kanan's flunky, and I love to see how this goes out because he's going to be that person no one's going to really look at as a threat, like as a real threat. He's definitely just coming in doing what he wants to do. He just got kidnapped, so no one's going to be like, oh, they're thinking like, oh, this guy just got kidnapped, so he's not really with Kanan. Kanan's going to set him free, so that's going to get the allegiance from Kanan. We already seen him wanting to prove himself to Kanan, and I think Kanan's going to prove himself to Tariq when he kills Breeze. So we see these two want to set up. They're going to be working on this little double-sided trying to get Ghost down. Tariq's going to be filling information to Kanan, like when my dad goes here, when the dad goes there, and all this type of information. And no one's really going to see what happens with Tariq. I don't know. I feel like he might also be a situation where he might end up killing Dre because he's going to see that Dre's playing both sides of the fence, and he might end up killing Dre. I don't think Dre is going to go out this season, but I feel like if he does, it's going to be because of Tariq. Tariq going to prove himself to Kanan, and that's how he's going to do it. Now, moving on to some of the other characters of the show, Angela. Angela's going to have like this great. This is going to be the one I want to see. Because like I said, how Ghost is going to be fighting his feelings towards Angela's going to be doing the same thing. But Angela's going to have so many different people to fight. She's going to have to fight Proctor. We know Proctor got over on her thanks to James in season 2. I want to see how that continues on into this season. I love to see how Proctor handles himself in the courtroom where he knows Jamie is innocent, and to see how that goes. At the same time, Angela's going to have to fight with herself, towards her feeling towards Jamie, her blindness to the situation with Greg, and then she has to fight Sandoval. Sandoval trying to get her push the blame. I think he might not be pushing the blame too much, but we see he has Greg as the snitch now, so he's free on that range. But I feel like Angela's going to figure out, find some hints or some clues that shows that Sandoval is actually the rat in this situation. So I'd like to see how her story unfolds in here, and all the while she's fighting herself, she had to deal with a pause in the background about, oh, see, this is what happens, blah, 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 and something she's going to have like a fallout with pause. Going on from there, we got Tasha. Tasha is going to have to deal with Angela. She's going to have to deal with Keisha, and she's going to deal with the family situation. All while like having to deal with the Ghost thing also. So Tasha's used to being the backbone to Ghost, having a little bit of control, knowing what's going on. But while Ghost is locked up, she's going to have to kind of trying to convince Ghost, like, look, you need me. We're on the same side. Angela is not down for you. This is why we're in the situation we're in. Even though that's not really how it is, if you think about it, this whole investigation of Ghost was going on before Angela and James even got back together. So all roads led to James and Tommy being locked up over this drug business. So there was no way they were going to last that long. But Tasha doesn't see it that way. Tasha's going to be trying to like convince Ghost, oh, I'm the one you need to depend on. I'm the one you need to depend on for the family and everything. And when it comes to Tariq, the whole situation, she's not going to tell. I feel like she's not going to tell James about it. That's one of those situations she's going to hold back, understanding that James is in jail. There's not much he can really do about it, especially since the power structure that James has is not set up for like a game type way. Like his power was really just having connects through everything. He didn't have a full blown on of like street soldier that can go out and just clean the streets for him. That's not where his power laid at. He was always more cool, calculated, and had things of that nature. So I don't see her actually going that way. Now, another situation I do think she's going to have to fall into is the Keisha situation. She definitely set Keisha into that environment where she was in danger. So I see she's going to have to face the fallout between that situation, seeing Keisha to choose Tommy over her. And she's going to be getting Keisha ear like, look, Tommy not that guy you want to be with. He's dangerous. He killed the last girl he was in a serious relationship with. And that's going to be kind of the falling out of Tasha. I don't know if she's going to actually die or anything, but I definitely feel like she's in danger this season. And she might end up going down, like getting locked up for some stupid crime going on with this whole situation. But I feel like her building this truce with Angela, she's going to be playing both sides of the fence. She's going to be like feeding information to Ghost, trying to get Ghost against her, all the while trying to protect herself from going down with Ghost. And that's what I feel like is going on. Now, another character I feel like is going to get a raise this season is going to be Proctor. Proctor, we see him get more bigger like situations in each season. Now, like season 3, he got a lot bigger than season 2. And season 4, I feel like it's going to be the same way. I feel like a lot of the street shit is going to spill over into Proctor's lap. Dealing with Tommy. We know Tommy's not the most calm, like cool and collected guy. So when he see things go wrong, he's going to like, oh, I feel like Proctor might be a loose end for Tommy. So Tommy might be the type of guy who want to like risk Ghost freedom by protecting his own. I don't know. I'm not saying he's going to do that, but he might end up having to knock out Proctor due to the fact that Proctor's tied up in this whole Lobo situation. And he'll have to figure out a way to get that figured out. And I feel like his big rival this season is going to be Angela. And we've seen the actor who played Han in the Fast and the Furious. I feel like he's going to, I don't know what role he's going to be playing, but he's definitely going to play like a nice little role in there for challenging Proctor as well. Now, Sandoval. I feel like the Han character is also going to be a rival for Sandoval, because we don't know what's really going on with that whole situation. We don't know if Sandoval is going to be end up leaving or he's going to go missing or anything. But I'll let us know how that turns out and how Sandoval's story goes off. I definitely don't think he's going to survive this season. He might survive, but it might not be as a free person. He might be like in jail. Somehow Angela and him are going to have to square off. They're definitely going to have to like, he's going to like let her know that I know the whole situation with you and St. Patrick and James. Because we've seen he already tried to throw Angela under the bus with Greg for the whole St. Patrick situation. So I think that's going to lead to more. Now, the couple wild cards I haven't really mentioned is Larenz Tate and Charlie Murphy. I'm 100% sure Charlie Murphy is dying this season. I'm pretty sure Ghost is going to end up killing him this season. He's dying by the hands of Ghost this season. He's going to be like a dirty, crooked, like CO inside the jailhouse, and he's dying by Ghost's hands. I see that. I'm calling that right now, 100%. Larenz Tate, I don't know the role he's playing, but I would love to see how he does. I guess because Larenz Tate is one of those guys. A lot of my favorite roles for him are street roles. He's always playing some gangster in films. He's built for those roles. That's what he does. Larenz Tate is that street dude who plays these roles. So I love to see how he does. I don't know if he's playing the intelligent role, like maybe he might be playing another lawyer on the defense for Jamie's defense. But I don't know. I can also see him doing something. He might be a lawyer and then also be involved in some street stuff. So that could be where Larenz Tate is going. We don't really know. It's up in the air. I did a little bit more research, but before Sunday's premiere, before I do my recap, do a little after show and everything for that, we'll know a little bit more. Now, thank you guys for tuning in as always. My name is Aston. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with everything we're doing. I do also daily movie shows. Just check us out. As always, stay lost.